Welcome back.
To Greenlight Studio.
Today we're going through all 6 Evil Dead movies with the new Evil Dead Burn, and we're going to be ranking them all, giving each of our personal rankings.
Yeah, so we're going to give our personal rankings, go down the list, and then at the very end, we'll average out our lists and then make an objective list between our two responses so we can see what's close to objectively the best Evil Dead movie. And
From
I guess the
Greenlight
worst.
Studio.
Yeah. Or just in general, because, our opinions are objectively correct, as we stated before.
This is very true.
Yeah. Before we get into it, I would like to say, if you have another franchise, director, anything that you'd like us to rank that's movie related, please let us know. We like these ranking videos, and
I love to
we want to do more of them.
Any ranking related video ideas, let us know.
Yeah. So
And you know what? Leave your own ranking for the Evil Dead films.
Go for it.
We want to see it.
We do want to see
Even
it.
if we are right. We still want to see it.
We want to see how wrong you guys are. And, I can see this video getting a little heated.
A little heated.
Maybe a little heated.
Between us, I think we will disagree more in this video than we ever have in the past.
I think so too. And I think
Videos.
that'll be fun.
Yeah. Do you think we go into spoilers in this video?
I think we should. I think we'll give a preemptive spoiler warning. This video is going to get into fucking spoilers.
Okay.
Out the wazoo.
But if you've only seen some of these movies, you can skip chapters
Yeah.
and see which movies we're talking about and skip past the ones that we're talking about because
Yeah.
we'll only be spoiling the ones that we're talking about, of course.
Yeah.
He's going to give his number 6 and I'm going to give my number 6.
I'm going to go first?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
he's going to give his number 5. I'm going to give my number 5. You get the pattern.
Yeah. All
Start us off with your number 6.
So let's go into it. So I would like to preemptively say I had a choice for what was going to be my last place until we just got back from Evil Dead Burn, which is now my least favorite Evil Dead movie.
Okay.
I liked it the least out of all of them. I would like to say, in terms of actual, how the movie is, I don't think that this is really, it's not a terrible movie. I just think that all of the Evil Dead movies have a lot going for them, and this one just has the least going for it. I think that I'm kind of sound like a broken record because we just released the Evil Dead Burn review yesterday.
So if you want more details, see that video.
Go for it. But I just think that none of these movies are, they're just so consistent, and one had to be in last place. For me, it's Evil Dead Burn.
I think that's an okay last place. I think that's a solid pick for last place. But it's not mine.
You disagree. I think I know what your last place is, but go for it.
I don't think you do. My number 6 is Evil Dead 2013.
Yeah, I figured. I really did think that was going to be your last place.
And here's why.
Yeah.
I think that this movie, I literally watched this less than a week ago. It's still kind of slipping from my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, this is a very fun third act. We got some cool chainsaw action. We got some cool, blood rain action, I guess. These movies like their blood and gore. But gosh, especially in the first act and a lot of second act, the dialogue is really, really bad.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if you even remember that. The dialogue in this movie, I think
Already getting heated. Man.
the dialogue in this movie, every line I was like, ooh, do you want to do another take? You want to do one more take? Because acting is not it, but I can't even blame the acting because a lot of that is a dialogue, and it just kind of took me out of this movie. I couldn't really take it seriously. And you'll see that, in general, I do prefer the older Evil Dead movies. I mean, you can see the shirt. To the newer Evil Dead movies, and that's because I believe that these movies are much more in the zone when they tap into that campy area. And I think this movie has a couple moments where it's that's a little too absurd, that's a little too over the top for how seriously you're taking this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why Evil Dead 2013 goes at not my number 6.
All right. I respect your reasoning. I don't agree, but I respect your reasoning. At my number 5, we're now moving on. This was going to be my last place until, like I said, Evil Dead Burn. But at the number 5 spot, I have Army of Darkness.
What?
I have Army of Darkness.
Okay.
So here's what I'll preemptively say. This is the most different Evil Dead movies. All of them are sort of similar except for this one. And because of that, I just don't like it that much. All right? I think Bruce Campbell is great in this movie. But it's just not an Evil Dead movie. It's a medieval action comedy.
Medieval Dead.
That's the original title, by the way.
Actually?
Yeah. It was originally called Medieval Dead.
Get me in the writer's room.
Yeah. Or don't, because you just, are wrong and whatever. But, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing is when you do something different in a franchise, inevitably there are going to be people who like it and there are going to be people who don't like it. And for me personally, I'm just not as into this as the typical Evil Dead style. And I think that I'm not going to say that it is not funny. It is funny. However, I honestly think Evil Dead 2 is funnier, and it's not even, Evil Dead 2 at the end of the day is still a horror movie. It's a horror comedy. This is a full-on comedy. This is just a straight-up action comedy with zombies. The whole Evil Dead aspect is basically completely forgotten, And because of that, Bruce Campbell's performance aside, I'm just not really into that movie. I don't think it's bad by any means. I think that this is a good movie, but it feels extremely dated. I think that this feels like the most dated Evil Dead movie. I think that this feels older than, the original and Evil Dead 2. They try for a lot of very ambitious special effects, which I can't, discredit for their time. It is impressive what they did for when they did it, but there are times when it's a little hard to watch. And for that reason, I put Army of Darkness at the number 5 spot.
Okay. My number 5 is Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, what? Whoa! Really? What?
I should have prefaced it. I think that the next 3 movies, like this movie and my number 4 and 3, I think are super tight, super close to me. And I know, but I could go back and forth between these 3. This movie is just, I think, the most by the numbers movie in this entire franchise. And it's a little generic. I just could not invest myself in what was going on. Again, much like Evil Dead 2013, it has a cool third act with that wood chipper. Pretty cool. And an amazing title card. But it's just not doing it. It's not bad. It is not bad. But I was just like, I was just kind of sitting there, letting it. It's one of those movies you just sit there and let it wash over you, for me. And sorry, just wasn't doing it for me.
Really? Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at it, except I'm gonna get really fucking mad at it. That's a horrible take, but whatever.
I think it's a very big step up for my 6. My number 6.
Evil Dead Bird. Okay.
Take it away. Take it away with your number 4.
At my number 4, I have The Evil Dead, which is the original.
Okay.
Here's the thing, right? Is this movie was essentially remade twice, and I just think that this is my least favorite. Bruce Campbell obviously carries he got this franchise off its feet. I honestly feel like if Bruce Campbell wasn't in this movie, it would have never been the franchise that it is today. They have so many creative ideas. The Necronomicon view, I don't even know what it is, but the when the camera moves, the POV. I guess the POV, they just put it on a wood plank or a skateboard or something and pushed it around. Seriously, probably one of the most creative shots even to this day.
It's a staple. I think they do that in every Evil Dead
They do this in every movie. I actually forgot to mention that in our Evil Dead Burn review, but fuck the way they did that shot in Evil Dead Burn, because that was stupid.
Wait, which one?
How it was just the dog running.
Oh, yeah.
That made me really mad.
Yeah.
I didn't like Evil Dead Burn, just for the record. But anyway, Evil Dead 2013 and Evil Dead 2 are essentially just Evil Dead again. And I think a lot of sequels kind of aren't like that, but in this franchise it is. I just think the original feels the most dated, and because it is the most dated, which whatever. But it's just my least favorite. I don't know. It's just not as campy as 2, and it's not as serious as 2013. It ends right in this weird middle space where it's kind of, I don't know. It just, yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair take on this movie. So at my number 4,
Your number 4.
I have the newbie Evil Dead Burn.
Okay. Whew.
And I do think this franchise is consistent but it just depends on what you mean as a miss. Because I think these 3 new ones, I wouldn't call any of them truly bad movies when you compare them to the misses in other horror franchises.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? If you look at the worst of Saw, Friday the 13th, Halloween, the it gets much worse.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But I just think we went full depth in this review, in our review on it, so you should watch that.
40 minutes long.
But it's just the tone is really bad here.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was going for laughs or for scares or for drama, and some bad acting moments, some cool things done with the camera, and some interesting directions with the main character. And I think that's what kind of bumps it up for me, honestly, above these other 2 movies, is I appreciate that they put a tiny bit of care into the main character. I do. But yeah, just kind of a fine movie, just like the rest of these. Even though I honestly would call Evil Dead 2013 maybe bad, maybe.
Really?
I gave it a 2. I gave that one 2.5. I gave Rise and Burn 3.
Okay. All right. I mean, here's the thing. On a list, something has to be at the bottom. I just think that's crazy. No offense.
Take it away with your number 3.
All right. At my number 3, I have Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I try to fake him out there. Yeah, no, Evil Dead Rise at my number 3. Here's the thing, is like I'm not gonna disagree with what you're saying. I think what you said was right, but I think that kind of like discredits what this movie does. I think that this is like the perfect level of like actual scares to like gross out stuff. I think a lot of like the shots are very creative, especially the one that comes to mind is the whole like Ellie at the door scene, where she's trying to get let in and you're seeing through the peephole. I think that's a super creative shot. You're seeing all the chaos that's happening in the hallway. And like you see the Deadites manipulation just play out in front of you, and it's with like a young little girl. And that's a lot of what this movie does. It's like a very you see the effects that it has on like a family, which you don't really see that in the originals. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in the first couple Evil Dead movies, there's never more than like 2 Deadites alive at once. And if there are more than 2, it's for like not very long. But this one, like the whole family basically gets turned into a Deadite, and they're constantly a threat, which I think is really cool. I think that this movie has some of the most well thought out like scare sequences in the franchise, which are like kind of hit or miss a lot of times in movies. Like I always go back to Smile. It's a movie defined by its scare sequences. And I think that this movie kind of feels similar in that, where it's like, instead of just setting up scares naturally, it has to set up an entire scene to scare you, which can be hit or miss, but I thought they were pretty well done in this movie.
I would say there were a couple jump scares in Evil Dead Burn that got me.
Yeah.
And none of the jump scares in Evil Dead Rise did.
Well, I mean, you also didn't watch it in a theater, but unlike me, who actually was a fan and watched Evil Dead Rise in a fucking theater.
I didn't say this, but I do appreciate that it took place in an apartment building. I appreciated the change of setting, and I appreciated that there was a little kid. They added something new to the mix, and I like that.
If I were to like I actually do have a legitimate problem with this movie, which is a similar problem that I have with the Evil Dead Burn, but I didn't want that section to go on for too long. I think both of these movies kind of miss on the ending. I think that they both drag on for way too long, and it ends up being just the character fighting one Deadite, and it takes 20 minutes, whereas you see them kill Deadites in like 5 seconds earlier. And so I have issues with that. Just very inconsistent.
I second that. I agree with that.
And like it sets up all these really cool things, like with, I forget the main character's name, but her with the chainsaw, her with the wood chipper, and it ends up just turning into a bunch of blood, and it's not all that cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's this movie's biggest flaw, but for the, hour and 10 minutes before that, I think it's really great, and I think it sets up the Book of the Dead really well.
I also think that the cold open and the very, very ending.
Yeah.
I think they thought that was a lot smarter than it actually was.
I actually do like the cold open, but the ending I'm not a fan of. But sorry for yapping for so long, but take it away. Take it away with your number 3 spot.
My number 3 spot, The Evil Dead, the original. First of all, this poster, one of the greatest of all times.
Yeah,
it's a great poster.
I couldn't believe that was made in 1981 or whenever that was made.
Yeah,
I think 1981,
maybe 81, maybe 83,
yeah,
somewhere in between that. But I wanted to say this in this ranking video, but I wasn't sure when, because it might give away my ranking. But I think that the more honed in Bruce Campbell is, the better the movie is. The better Bruce Campbell is, the better the movie is, and that's why the 3 movies with no Bruce Campbell were the bottom 3. So
you did not. Oh no.
And maybe my shirt says a little something too. But The Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell is still good. He's a good presence. He's not as good as the other movies, the top 2. And The Evil Dead, I think this movie is really cool, and I really respect this movie because it's that classic low budget filmmaking where they use very classic techniques and very inventive techniques and make it feel like the budget is much bigger than it is. I love the practical effects. Some of that was lost with the 3 reboots movies. It's really it comes down to personal preference. Do you like the style of the new movies or like the style of the old movies? And I can just get down with the style of the old movies better. I like the practical. I like the way those movies look better. And this movie is honestly the one that I forget the most, and it is probably because it's the one that I watched the longest time ago. Mm-hmm. But it's also because this movie doesn't really leave you much to chew on. But it's a classic, and I respect it, and it's cool. It's a cool little movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my number 3.
It's heating up. All right, at the number 2 spot, my number 2 spot, I have Evil Dead 2013.
Oh my god.
In case you didn't hear it over this little dude screaming, I said 2013.
Oh.
Yeah. You are so red. Oh my god.
That one got me.
Yeah, I have Evil Dead 2013, and here is why. I know you put this at the bottom spot, which I think is crazy. For the franchise's first attempt at a really serious movie, I think it sticks the landing perfectly. This movie...
That was such a good one.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I started laughing because when you started talking, I thought of saying that. I didn't even think about that. You know, I'm a genius. Anyway. Sorry. You scared me. But yeah, for the franchise's first attempt at like a really serious movie, I think it does great. I will not disagree with what you said. I do agree that I think the dialogue is bad in the first like act. However, here's what I disagree on. I don't think that makes it a bad movie in the sense that the characters are really unlikable, and that's why the dialogue's bad. Like, none of the characters are like good people. I mean, I can't say that like they're bad people necessarily, but they're very like kind of rude to each other, have very questionable morals, and I think that that's why the dialogue is the way it is. And it's just so interesting, and I personally like it when you're trying to root for people that you can't necessarily root for. Like, you get a different perspective on, you know, just the people that you're rooting for. It's weird to root for someone who isn't necessarily a hero. And I think that, like, this movie has some of the more emotional Deadite turns. I completely forget the guy's name, but the guy with the long hair, I really like him. And when he went back into the house, very dumb decision, by the way, but when he turned into a Deadite, I actually got sad. That might be like my favorite Deadite turn in the entire franchise, honestly, because I actually liked the character. Uh-oh. He's smiling and licking his lips. And, you know, for the movie that which formerly held the record for the most fake blood used, that scene is very cinematic and cool.
It is cool.
It's very cool. But say what you want to say.
These top two.
Oh, shoot.
Because I'm giving you my number two.
Oh, I thought you were going to, like...
Oh, retort? You want me to retort?
I mean, you don't have... That's just what I thought you were doing, because you, like, inhaled very comically.
No, I mean, You're
wrong.
entitled to that opinion.
Okay. You're not being very hostile. I thought this was supposed to be a hostile video. Go ahead, insult me. Call me stupid or something.
I think you should rewatch that movie. Maybe I should rewatch the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you watched it like a week ago, but...
That movie just fell flat for me. I don't know.
Everyone's entitled to their own wrong opinions, so it's fine.
My number two. These top two, maybe I could use a rewatch for some of these. I think I went back and forth many a time, and I was just like, I really, it's so tight, it's so close. And then one day these two could swap. But for now, and I do really like this movie, but for now, number two is Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2. Dead by Dawn. He's gone, but let me take the floor for this one. I don't have any...
Can I just say... Okay, for the people watching the video, let me just reset really quick. When you said when Bruce Campbell's at his finest, I knew you were about to put this movie at number...
See, that's what I was hinting at. I even tried to deceive you guys.
Yeah.
With this shirt, this Evil Dead 2 shirt.
Yeah.
I tried getting you guys.
And you could see, you should go back and watch, not just to give us more watch time, but you can see, because I knew this fool was about to say something stupid.
I think that you should give these movies a revisit.
I watched them like a year ago.
Okay. It all depends on what you're looking for in an Evil Dead movie. I'm looking for a good freaking time. And Evil Dead 2 is a great freaking time. My number one is a slightly better time for me. And Bruce Campbell, amazing. I think the second best final girl behind Ripley from Aliens.
I think he's not quite qualified for that.
Well, okay, but final girl, I mean, that's just a term. What else are you supposed to use?
Anything else? He's not a girl, but okay, continue.
This movie's just so much fun. I love the practical effects. If there was one thing holding this back, it's like it's not a remake, but it's also not a sequel, and like it's just like it's kind of weird, but it's whatever. It's whatever because it's a fun movie.
I think Mindy uses the term requel in Scream 5.
Oh, the best Scream movie.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's not. And
we should do a Scream ranking.
We should do a Scream ranking.
Let us know if you want us to do a Scream ranking.
The ending, I love.
Yeah.
I just love that ending. There's just so many scenes where I was just watching, and I kind of like couldn't believe that what I was watching. Like I couldn't believe that they went there and that it worked. And this is the style that that's the kind of things that I look for and that I love most in an Evil Dead movie. You know, the stuff with the deer. That I think is my favorite part with the deer head on the wall, and they're all laughing at him. The stuff where he's like fighting his own hand. Like that's the stuff I remember about this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't even like barely remember the Deadite stuff. You know, it's just that stuff with Bruce Campbell by himself and doing these wacky things in this shed, and it's a great time. It's a great movie. It's a hard movie not to like.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can probably guess why my number one is my number one based off what I said about this movie. But I'll let you take this for your number one.
So the actual best Evil Dead movie, just for the record, is Evil Dead 2, which is my number one.
I don't disagree with that. Like,
Then put it at number one.
Like I see what you're saying. It
Alright,
can
whatever.
go either way.
This movie, I have a funny origin story. My dad convinced me to watch this movie. I had to leave the room crying originally. I was so scared. Little green light lore there. But no, once I matured a little bit, watched this movie, I realized how great of a movie it was and how much I was missing that first time. It's hard to say that a movie has some of the best jump scares of all time while also being like just a funny comedy movie. Like genuinely, I think this movie is kind of scary at times. Like I don't know, I've never really like opened up at all, but a good jump scare can scare me no matter the build up. And I think that this movie has some like kind of actually impressive jump scares. Like the falling head into Ash's lap is like an actually pretty good jump scare. And most of what I was going to say, you already said, which I guess I appreciate because now I don't have to say it myself. But a lot of the style choices are really cool. I love the chainsaw scene when Ash cuts Lisa's head off and then the blood sprays everywhere and turns the room red because it gets on the light. I think that's in that scene, right? Okay. If it's not, it's a similar scene. I don't know. I just obviously he doesn't hate the movie, and you know I'm just giving him.
I'm wearing the shirt,
but I don't have a shirt. Well, I have a shirt. But
that'd be a much different video.
It would. Maybe let us know if you want to see one of those videos. But yeah, I mean, I like this movie a lot. I think you should watch it if you haven't. It's very campy. If you're in for a good time, watch it.
Strap in.
Yeah.
But you know what my number one is. My number one is the third Evil Dead movie, and that is Army of Darkness. And yes, it is the most different movie. It's the only movie that doesn't have Evil Dead in the title. And it does separate itself from the franchise, but you know what? I love it for that. Okay?
Don't do that. Get away from me.
And I understand having this a little bit lower. And maybe that's because this is the one that's most fresh on my mind, you know? It's been a minute since I've seen Evil Dead 2, but this one I saw pretty recently. And it took me like the first like 10-ish minutes, because I'm not really into medieval period pieces. I think they're usually kind of a drag. So like the first 10 minutes I was like, okay, this is not that great. But then this really peaks in that second act, and it's again Bruce Campbell carrying this franchise. It's that second act when he's by himself up to his wacky shenanigans, and it's just so fun. Like when he's walking around like with all the little versions of himself. And my favorite scene in the entire Evil Dead franchise, when has the book and he has to choose between the three books.
Yeah.
And he has to say the right words. And I think my favorite joke is he's like when he's trying to figure out the last word and he's like, no.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I do agree. I think that is the greatest joke in the franchise. I 100% agree with that.
It's such a funny movie.
I was laughing out loud. I was lolling, if you will.
And I don't know why you said this is a hard watch. Maybe that's just the charm. I love the practical effect in this movie, and I will take the effects in this over the gunshot gore in Evil Dead Burn any day. I love it. And I love like the little army of skeletons. Maybe my second favorite joke in this movie is when the boss skeleton is like, get back to work or something like that, and then hits the skeleton in the head and he's like, thank you. It's such a funny movie. It's so funny, and this has all the stuff I loved in Evil Dead 2, except all the way throughout. And I love how absurd it is, how you go from this very basic zombie-ish, it's kind of zombies, horror movie in like the woods to medieval time travel period piece. It's insane, and I love it.
All right. I mean,
I love it.
You're entitled to your own opinion.
I love it. It's also a quick 80 minutes. I think this is the shortest movie.
Okay. You might give me some flack for this. I actually disagree with that. I think that this definitely feels like the longest Evil Dead movie.
Really?
I do. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I do not I like this movie. I can't say I love it. I like this movie, but I think it feels kind of long. Well, I guess, I mean, with that, we'll do some quick greenlight math, and we'll give you the objective.
We can't see it right now, but you can see it.
You can see it.
This is our personal list. You want to hold up your personal list? These are our
I'll
personal
hold up
lists.
my personal list.
And then
It
probably
at the
took
same
like
time, like, go like that.
yeah. We're gonna.
Okay.
It probably took like 20 minutes in reality, but we're gonna whip around and we're gonna show you the averaged out list, the Ultimate Greenlight Studio Evil Dead ranking list, and that is 3, 2, 1. Bam! It's right here.
At number 1, I think I already know is Evil. Wait, can we predict it?
It's probably gonna be
Without
Evil Dead 2. 'Cause we
Evil
both
Dead
put that
2
really
is number
high.
1.
And
I think in
then-
last place is Evil Dead Burn, because I put it at 6. You put it at 4.
Yeah.
So it would
Probably
average out to
Evil Dead
5?
Burn. And then you think it's gonna be the Evil Dead, the first one?
I think so, because you put it at what, 4 or 3?
3,
I put it
and-
at 4.
That's pretty low.
So it'd either be that or Rise. Yeah. And then probably next is 2013.
I bet. Okay. I bet it's Burn,
Burn,
original,
maybe Rise.
or maybe I don't know. Maybe my 6 lowered that 2013, but your 2 brought it up.
This is probably really easy math. I just kind of forget where I put all them.
really stupid right now.
Yeah, what did you
everybody's left by this point. By the way,
Yeah.
they already started the list. Nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Um,
So wait, so what the fuck?
Burn,
Burn,
original,
Rise?
or the original maybe. Rise, Army of Darkness. Oh, that can't be right. Okay, we did the very complicated math.
Yeah, it took way too long. But the objective Greenlight Studio list is at number 6, Evil Dead Burn.
Evil Dead Burn.
Tied at number 5 is Rise in
in
2013. Why are you just repeating that? Shut up. At 3 is the OG.
OG.
At 2
2
is
is
Army
Army
of
of
Darkness.
Darkness.
And at number 1, of course,
It's
Evil Dead 2.
2. Dead by
I can't
Dawn.
say I'm surprised by this list. If
It's-
you were to comment this list, I wouldn't make fun of it.
It's inoffensive.
It's inoffensive. Maybe a bit boring, but you know. It's almost just in the reverse order that they were released, almost.
Almost if you switched 3 and OG, right? Wait.
And a little bit more switching too. I hope you enjoyed our I forgot what these movies.
Evil Dead ranking.
Evil Dead ranking. And again, like we said, if you're still watching, which we know you are, please comment other rankings you want us to do. Literally comment everything. Comment everything.
Rank
and
every
anything.
movie. Rank every movie.
Yeah.
Rank
And we
every
will
single
do
one.
that.
We could probably make that like 1 hour video.
Every movie? Yeah, probably.
And then leave your ranking down below, please.
Yeah, please do. Please, we need comments.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Cut the camera.